Alright, can I be heard? Alright, can I be heard? Alright. Awesome. I don't have much to say to start this out, except, this took me a long time. I picked up this game, late October, and I checked the other day, over 200 hours into it now. It's been a long time coming, this. I've got a few skins that I'm going to be using because they have different effects. Dark Boshy, which is what I'm going to be using for most of the run, just has larger bullets than normal Boshy. That's all there is to it. Also going to be using Sonic to skip a couple challenging parts. Only going to be using it 3 times. Not legitimate for speedrunning, but there's no rule against cheating. And nerves are starting to get to me. I am nervous about this, but I should get into it.
Success!
How's that? Oh, right. I have to beat the game in under 350 deaths. And that's the only real goal here. No timer involved. So I'm going to be focusing on doing this with low deaths rather than going fast. I have a particularly slow strategy for the boss of World 7. But it gets me through, so that's what I do. World 1's pretty short. Already halfway through it, really. Just gotta jump over this guy a few times. Never mind. I tell you, this is surreal. This is my first time streaming. Feels really weird. Oh, how many deaths am I predicting? My personal best is 199. But I don't think we're gonna be in that ballpark. Maybe 250. Maybe 250 if I'm doing pretty good. Yeah. It is pretty weird. I'll get used to it. I used to get a perfect World 1 pretty consistently. I lost the mojo sometime. Oh yeah, that was the moderately volume spider. I don't think he shows up anymore though. First boss is Hello Kitty. I'm actually not so great at this one. She's a little bit unpredictable. I usually die a handful of times to Hello Kitty. I'm doing pretty well on it right now, though. See, these projectiles she's shooting at me right now don't really shoot directly at me, but in the area around me. So, sometimes they just clip you. And there's... Well, why did I choose Boshy? I was originally going to do Kirby Superstar, and then Serenade Walters did it before I did. I played that game to hell and back several times as a kid. Well, I gotta focus here for a moment. All the screen shake is... And, yep, I usually don't kill Hello Kitty there. All the screen shake will kill you, because you can't see those projectiles very well. Right, I was gonna do that game because I played it so much. And Serenade of Walters did it, and at that point I tried Plock, and I could not get a handle on that game. I think I was on the level where you have to slide down some hills to make some jumps. And the momentum, I just couldn't wrap my head around it. So, of course, I went with the nuclear option. In late October, I downloaded Boshy. Finished my first run in January. With somewhere, I think, 21,000 deaths. So, big improvements from that. I'm not going to be able to stop rambling this entire time. There's just so much to say about Boshy. Then I'm going to reach points where I'm just fighting the boss over and over and there's nothing to say. But I'm doing really bad at Hello Kitty today. Hopefully not a sign of things to come. I usually allow myself 10 deaths for World 1 and the boss of World 1. So if I kill her right now, I'll be on pace pretty well. Oh yeah, no, this is one of the easier bosses in the game, frankly. But one that I personally am rather bad at. Yes, it's 350 deaths. Oh! That one just clipped me. I didn't think that was through the ground yet. I'm a bit behind, but honestly the first half of the game hardly matters at all. What's the most distracting question someone could ask me? Probably that one, because I don't have a good answer to it. I don't need to be thinking about something like that right now. Yeah, these platforms over here, their sprites are moving around, but they aren't actually moving. So it can be rather misleading as to where they actually are. Ooh. I'll be honest, this is gonna be most of the run. It's not actually terribly exciting. What's the lore of this game? The lore is a streamer by the name of Boshy Time said that I Want to Be the Guy was just too easy for him. So, Solgren, the man who made this game, decided he needed to make a game that was harder than I Want to Be the Guy. And he succeeded. There's not much to say about lore besides that. Oh, most of the run I just meant fighting bosses, not Hello Kitty. How many times have I beaten this game? This will be my 34th run. Most of those... Well, the second half of them I beat under the limit. First half, definitely not. Motivation. Original motivation was because Kirby Superstar would have been easy, and I just really like that game. But whenever I watch Serenade of Walters doing it on the VOD, I could feel him mocking me from the other side of the screen. Here we go, this'll be it. World 2 is Kirby World, and that's the wrong button. Doesn't matter though, we're right back where we were. What are you doing? There we go. That's the button I was looking for. This is the first thing I use Sonic to skip. That didn't change my keys still. The controls in this game, changing them in the menu, does not work very well. Going through there is a death trap. You will die hundreds of times. I'll read chat in just a moment. Oh, a run can take a handful of hours. I've been getting a bit faster lately. I think it'll take 3 if I play well. With how it's going right now, though, will probably take a little bit longer. Nerves are still getting to me. Because besides streaming for the first time, this is a pretty nerve-wracking game. That jump just... I swear it works by magic. Not sure. I have the muscle memory of it, but I can't consciously run through my head what makes that jump work. The main thing that worries me about this is I've gotten pretty consistent, but watching people on like YouTube play video games, you see them while they're talking, their head isn't in it, and they get so much worse at the game. And I worry that that's going to be me for the next several hours. It could be. But I really don't want it to be. Yeah. The main thing I'm going for right now is I tried to get to the boss of World 5 by 100 deaths. And right now, I don't know, I'm relatively on track to do that. Most of my deaths between here and now, though, are going to be in World 3. World 3 is pretty brutal. There we go. Jump up here. Ooh, missed that cloud. Jumping on one of these clouds does not give you your double jump back. So if you want to use it, you gotta save it by holding down the space button. Jake made it a couple screens from here. You're doing him dirty like that, saying he only got this far. I think this is going to be the last time I ever play Boshy. Boshy has torn into my schedule. It has really been bad for my schoolwork. But after today, I should be able to get that back on track. Anyway, this is Krakow. And this is where Jake stopped playing. I didn't do enough damage there. Is there a hard mode? Well, right now I'm playing on hard difficulty. If you're talking hard mode, there is You're Gonna Rage mode, and whew, that is 2 saves in each world, 1 at the beginning and 1 at the end. Each boss has double health. You'll never see me in there. Not in a million years. Krakow's pretty easy. Just a mini-boss. As long as you have the patterns from him, there's really no way you can fail. That's Krakow. I had to reset for him, but he didn't take a single life from me, which is usually the case. Yeah, the screen shake's pretty bad, but it gets a lot worse. These sonic springs will launch you way up and into these spikes, but if you jump just the moment after you land on them, it cancels the momentum. This screen is easily the hardest in World 2, but I've gotten pretty good at it. It's just that easy. Waddle here is annoying because he jumps at random heights. I usually just try to walk under him, but sometimes he jumps a bit too low for that, and there's, I don't know, no excuse for dying to him. But I still do. What do I plan to do with my mod power? Oh, nothing in particular. I'm just doing it because I can, and to show up everyone else by doing one of the hardest ones. Is Ninja Gaiden easier? I have no idea what a Ninja Gaiden 3 is like. Yeah, the spider's pretty loud, but I don't think we'll be seeing any more of him. Probably not anyway. Ooh. No excuse to die there, but I always do. A time limit would be an interesting add to this challenge. Because I do a lot of things that take forever. I'm gonna focus here because this is Simon Says. Jump right attack. Probably not gonna die here, but it'd be really embarrassing if I did. Jump down, jump attack. Oh, this isn't the boss. This is just before the boss. Left, left, attack, right. Right, jump down, down, right. Right, jump, down, down, right. And it's just that easy. Probably actually the easiest thing in the game. I would have been really sad if I died there. But I'm making pretty good pace now. Now what I'm going to do here is change my controls just a little bit. I'm going to change the down control to shoot. What that does is, for some ungodly reason, it layers your shots over each other. So I have, it looks like 3 shots, but really it's 5, which can potentially double my damage output, but it just doesn't work on some bosses. No one has any idea why. There are many a mystery to Boshy. I clear Rio out pretty fast, unless I die like a fool right there. In the most embarrassing way possible there. Didn't even get to the hard part. Yeah, it didn't work on Hello Kitty. Wouldn't do anything anyway because she's so far away that you'll never get that many shots off. No, you'd be mistaken if you think that Solgren has any concern with stealing characters. Here we go, this is the hard part. Ryu is, in my opinion, the easiest main boss fight in the game, but he's giving me some trouble right now. One of the things about Boshy is that all these projectiles are precisely as big as they appear. There's no hitboxes being smaller than sprites. None of that. And there we go. Didn't get to see the last part of the Ryu fight, but that's pretty normal. Most of these fights I get through before they're all the way through their attacks. Yeah, no, the car is brutal if you let him live past that part, because he throws a second one, the debris gets everywhere. So I picked up an item in World 1 that's going to let me catch Ghastly here. Ghastly's not incredibly useful. He increases your damage by like 10% maybe, in really optimal situations. But he's useful for the World 7 boss because I use a skin that shoots over one of the enemies, and Ghastly can hit him anyway, so he helps me be a lot more precise there. World 3 is themed after the Cheetahman, and it is similarly bad. First half ain't so hard, but the second half is the hardest part of World first half of the game. Gonna switch to normal Boshy here, because there's a bunch of saves hidden in cramped spots that Dark Boshy's bullets are just too big to reach. It's the second half of World 3 where I'm gonna start to get a picture for if this is a good run or not. I wouldn't be able to hit this save with Dark Boshy because his bullets can't fit in that little hole. Alright, come on. That's a lot easier than it looks, actually. Which I think I can only say about 2 things in this game. This is the hardest save in the first half of the game. It's not a boss, anyway. 3 whole rooms of Chester Cheetah shooting some bullets at you. Gotta dodge the glorious excuse me, perforated line. These are really tight. If I get through here first try, I'll be really happy, just like that. Come on, give me an opening. Oh, I'm so dumb. Oh, I feel really bad about that. The blue collectibles give me an extra jump. They are double jump refreshers. They don't do anything else. I agree, the Cheetahman tune, easily the best thing to come out of, was Action Pack 63? I can't remember the number. Alright, I'll bump up the game volume the next time I get to a save. It'll be short-lived though, because the audio balancing is not so great in this game, and this world just has really quiet music for no reason. No, that would be really horrible. I wouldn't or couldn't imagine playing that game for an entire year. I imagine that's what Purgatory is. Weird thing about Boshy, and all the hitboxes in fact, because all the characters have the same hitbox, is it's not actually symmetrical. If you turn around while your back is 1 pixel away from an obstacle, you will hit the obstacle and die immediately, which is only really relevant for a couple choice parts of this game, where I tend to have that happen. This room really messed me up in my practice run yesterday, because Lakitu likes to drop his spinies right on these double jump refreshers. And I'm honestly not quite sure what I do to manipulate it to get him not to. It's a mystery to me. All I know is sometimes I get through. Like I would have there if I hadn't wasted my jump. Ooh. Oh right, I was gonna change the volume. Nope, don't minimize OBS. Oh, that bites. It's been Boshy time for, I don't know, what, 20 minutes now? How long has it been? I'm not paying attention. Oh. My muscle memory is really shaky when it comes to this room, and I cannot stress enough that 90% of this game for me is muscle memory now. Here we go. I've had times where I have shot and then jumped to hit that save, and it reset me back to the beginning of that room. That's actually quite a common problem for me. I'm gonna try not to do any of that today. This room, your red dot here is mirrored on you, and if the red dot hits a spike, you also die. So there's basically just Basically just a ton of invisible spikes in this room. But once you have a clear memory of it, it's honestly probably the easiest room in World 3. Gotta bring out Ghastly here, because it's time for the boss of World 3. The characters, only a few of them play any different. None of them have any different hitboxes. Almost said sprites, that's exact opposite. But some of them have slight gameplay changes, like Dark Boshy here has massive bullets. That's really the only difference between them, which is why he's so good, actually. Because his sprite's almost the exact same as Boshy, and it makes it really easy to platform and stuff. Another character I'll be using is Ryu, which you unlock by killing Ryu. He has bullets that are about the same size as Dark Boshy's, but they are suspended in the air over you because his sprite's massive, which is the downside of Ryu. It's really difficult to tell where you actually are. Anyway, it's time to do the Mario. I don't really care for this part, you just kind of have to stand here. And I always choke on the part after this, so the Mario Fight, not Mario Fart, takes forever. And I just completely forgot to shoot the enemies there. That's okay. I'm falling a bit behind here. But I think I can make that up pretty easily.
No problem.
I'm still really nervous, honestly. I have not quite yet overcome the weirdness that is streaming. Something that really will shave down your deaths in this game is learning to reset right before you die, because that doesn't cost a life. Ooh. Yeah, I should have practiced streaming, maybe. I spent too much time practicing Boshy, so no time for practicing streaming. Ooh, I keep thinking he's just gonna go up. I'm dead wrong. The speedrunners kill this guy before he's even done running around. It's absurd. I don't know how they do it. Yeah, I tried a little bit of streaming. I only got 2 people to come in. And I asked them if my audio was working and they just didn't respond. It was really weird. No, the start streaming button I figured would be on Twitch, and I kind of forgot there was an OBS. Which, man, I feel quite foolish. Mario's not too bad of a boss. The first time, he's really bad. Because unless you can deal damage to him really fast, he goes into this extremely tough to dodge attack that I've never dodged. I've always killed him before. Do the Mario, swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario, swing one step and then again. Let's do the Mario all together now. See, if I hadn't forgotten to do it earlier, killing all these guys is really easy. You just have to sit in this corner and shoot. Now this is the really bad part. Yoshi's gonna drop a few fire bombs on me, which are... I think I've died to them maybe twice. And then Mario's gonna jump around the screen. And I always die when he's jumping around the screen. I've always choke here. But as long as I take it slow, everything should be okay. And, yeah. I figured that would happen.
Here I come. No problem.
I'm not crying for that run. I was prepared for the worst, and the worst usually happens. In fact, in all of Boshy, the worst usually happens. But hopefully, not for this run. Ooh. That attack can be tough to dodge sometimes. Even when I do dodge it, it's always really close. I am falling well behind here. I want to be at the World 5 boss by 100 deaths usually. That being said, I'm usually well under my limit for deaths, so I should be okay. I don't see any reason to worry yet. That's kind of worrying.
Here I come. Gotcha. Lucky. Gotcha. Lucky.
Really difficult to read chat while I'm doing this. Most of my deaths generally are in the last screen of World 8, which is really bad, and in World 10. World 10, easily the hardest world in the game, but the last screen of World 8 is... oh, it's brutal. Yeah, this is the boss of World 3. Boss of World 4 is objectively the easiest in the game. But he gives you really small platforms to jump on, and I always fall off of them. Dying to the boss of World 4 is the last thing I want to do. Not because it's a huge problem, but because it's really embarrassing.
For you, Boshy, I will do the Mario one more time.
Mario's not too hard, though. I think he's one of the few bosses that I haven't beaten on the first try at some time, though. A lot of bosses I've beaten on the first try, but that's really just a fluke. Mario's dead on the World 4. This is Boshy Shriekne, if I pronounce that right. World 4 is VVV themed, and I'm dying on the easiest spikes in the world. Anyway, now that I'm out of bounds, I'm just gonna skip the entirety of World 4. Oh, I got it there, but I reset. This jump that you have to do here is actually pretty difficult. It's the hardest jump in World 4, in fact. At least the part that I do. Basically, the gravity in World 4 is themed off of VVV, where you flip the gravity instead of jumping. And if you flip the gravity on the same frame that you save, you get put in the ground a little bit, which is normally not too big a deal. But if you do it again while you're still in the ground, then you get put on the bottom here, where I am now. But this jump is near pixel perfect, and my arms are falling asleep because I'm nervous. There we go. Now if I lose to the boss of World 4, I have to do all that over again, because I don't get to save. So there is no bottom to World 4, you can just keep falling forever. And there is no bottom to the loading zone for the boss of World 4. So you just move to the right until you get there. This is Biollante. She's really pretty easy, but I will no doubt die here. Because of this, she pulls you in, and you have to stand on this one little tiny platform. But... Ooh, almost got me with that one. First try. That's what you want to see. That is what you want to see right there. Oh! Darn, my chamomile's cold. World 5 is pretty difficult, but only a couple saves of it are. Still, I will probably grind away 20-ish lives on those saves. That jump's really precise, so you have to just kind of tease your way in there. How am I feeling about this run? Could be better. It ain't gonna be a personal best. Not at this rate. That's one of the other jumps that's easier than it looks. And I'm done saying that for the rest of the run now. This is where the two hard saves are. Wario's gonna chase you to the right, and you just gotta keep moving. And this jump sucks. You have to tap the space bar about as light as you feasibly can to not hit the spike ceiling there. And then you have to time another jump afterward. Anyway, I'm through with that. And the other hard one. These two jumps collectively are really hard. The second one, you have like 1 pixel to jump to get through there. But it's no match for me, apparently. But, this ain't hard. But dying on it... Ooh. I died on this once in my practice run yesterday. And I was not happy about it. No, indeed. Past all the hard stuff in World 5 now. Except, of course, the boss. The boss of World 5 is actually just the hardest in the game. That being said, though, I've been doing really well against him lately, so I hope that continues. I'm rather close to being on track. You can't jump down that little hole, and if you did, it would kill you anyway. This room is really bad on a first go through, but after you learn that you can use this top little spike as like basically a metronome for the rest of it, it's not so hard. There are 11 bosses in the... That's wrong, there's 10 bosses in the game. World 11 doesn't have a boss. No, I'm wrong again. There's 11. Just get through the spike. I thought I died. Alright, this one is really precise because those spikes at the bottom move so fast. It's really hard to get by them. I actually watched a speed run of Boshy and slowed it down to 25% speed just to look at exactly the point where he walks off this ledge. Ooh, just a bit too early. Again. I'm usually a bit better here, but deaths are normal. Now, if you truly wanted an impossible mod challenge, you would do this deathless. I don't think anyone has ever done Boshy deathless. Not that I've seen anyway. Even the tool-assisted speedruns don't do it deathless, because it's sometimes faster to take a death than not to. No, Jake never made it even close to here. I'm in World 5 and the very end of it, and Jake got like halfway through World 2, I believe. Come on. This really isn't that bad, though. At least I don't think. It's been a while since I've died this many times getting to this point. And it's been a while since I got very close to the 350. So I think that should balance out, right? I had the timing yesterday. I had the timing and it's gone now. There we go. The worst part is whenever you jump too high getting over here and the spike hits you on the outside there. This is the boss of World 5, it's Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm not even going to play around. I'm going to the teleporter room, because I'm never doing that jump again. And this is the first boss that I use Ryu for, because his bullets are way up here instead of down at the floor. It doesn't strictly help with the Sonic fight, but this is how I beat Sonic the first time, and it's how I'm used to beating Sonic. The first phase of Sonic is, I think, just there to disarm you. It's really not that bad, but whenever you deal like maybe a tenth of his health, he goes into phase 2. And it's just... oh, it's just horrible. So I still have a Boshy shaped hitbox. It's just in between my legs right now. But I've gotten pretty used to using Ryu, so the only real problem is going to be if he obscures any projectiles or something. Sonic in phase 2 chases you around, and he's in my head. A ghost is calling to my computer, and he knows what I'm thinking. I've seen Sonic move to where I'm going to go before I even go there. He's not too fast, I'm just too slow. That being said, I've beaten Sonic on the first try before, which honestly, that was a fluke. I don't think anyone ever should be able to do that. I'm not going to have anything to talk about though, because I'm going to be focusing a lot on this, and I'm not going to be looking at chat while I'm doing it. No, the speedrunners beat him on the first try usually, but I think they've had like a pact with Satan or something. Sonic does this attack for way too long. Sonic does this attack for way too long. But after he's done with it, he basically just rolls over and dies. It's just getting to that point that's the hard part. Now, Dr. Eggman, while this is all going on, is shooting missiles at me from the top of the screen. And their explosions are really big, and they radiate outward. And they last like almost a full second. And they can kill you after he's done with his regular attack, so... I've had rightful Sonic kills stolen from me far too many times. There's just no way to tell what he wants to do. Sometimes he bounces off the march into the screen, sometimes he doesn't. He can turn like 180 degrees in a fraction of a second. And sometimes he doesn't. This boss fight is all about manipulating this AI that is just unable to be understood. And I've gotten to that point. Whenever I get him to doing like the little smiley shape pattern, that's what I want. Because I can damage him relatively well there, and I can dodge him relatively well there. But it's really hard to keep him that way. I'm about 35% of the way through the deaths, but I'm about half of the way through the game. That being said, the hard stuff is naturally near the end. But I've gotten pretty good at that, I'd say. I'm not brave, I'm just stubborn. I picked up this game I've made my bed, and now I'm gonna lie in it.
Too easy. Piece of cake.
These springs used to be horrible, but I've learned to dodge them relatively well. Because they can persist into his next attack, and if you're near one while you have to jump over Sonic, you're gonna run into that spring and die.
Too easy. Piece of cake.
Boshy requires either patience or stubbornness, and I have none of the former. I'm not a very patient man.
Piece of cake.
Oh, Kaizo Mario, not in this lifetime.
Too easy. Piece of cake.
Boshy, well, it's really hard. I'll give it all the flack I want, but it is actually pretty fair. There are very few obstacles that you don't see coming. They're there, but there's not. Oh, I hate that. Sometimes Sonic turns like I don't even know. Just
Piece of cake.
way too much. Way more than he should be able to. What was I saying? I can't remember. Someone in chat tell me what I was saying. Sonic's eating my brain power. Oh yeah, no, there's most of the obstacles that just sort of come out of nowhere and get you are all in like the first 3-ish worlds. Not even World 3 to be honest. They're just in World 1 and 2. The only exception to that rule is of course the moderately volume spider. Which, all jokes aside, we'll be seeing more of him later.
Too easy. Piece of cake.
There we go. If Sonic gets off screen, he just goes back to the spring attack and repeats. Oh, he's going crazy. Oh my god. Please be done. Please be done. He's done. He's dead. It's over. It's over. Alright, speaking of Sonic, I'm gonna use him for this challenge, because this is one of the harder platforming screens in the game. But a lot of the challenge is mitigated with Sonic. That eyeball that jumps up right there, with any other skin, that is a like frame pixel perfect jump. And the story behind that is Solgren, the creator of I Want to Be the Boshy, did it on his first try, and whenever people told him that it was just way too hard, he was too lazy to go back and fix it. These skeletons make a loud noise when you shoot them, but not much else, so I'm gonna try not to, for you guys' sake. World 6, once you've gotten into it, is actually quite easy. No, I said I'd allow myself 100 deaths for World 1 through 5. Don't worry about him, he's fine. And, honestly, I'm pretty close to the mark. It shouldn't be a problem. Sonic was honestly the main thing I was worried about for this run-through. Should be relatively smooth sailing for most of the rest of the game. Simon Belmont is supposed to chase you through there, but if he gets stuck on the little block at the end of that screen, he just doesn't. So this is the Gradius segment. It's pretty neat. Throwback to an old thing. I'm not going to be doing it though, because what you can do is you can just take Sonic, and you can jump over it. That was not a death, I just reset. Oh, the death limit's 350. I thought you said, was that a death, not what is the death limit. Misread there. I'll use Excite Bike here for the World 6 boss. Not because he's better or anything, he's strictly speaking worse than Dark Boshy. But, World 6 boss, Mr. Skeleton King here, has a lot of RNG, and Excite Bike is my lucky charm. Less than 350, so I can only have 349. That is correct. And these fireballs that he's shooting up from the bottom can be anywhere and be at any angle. And if he decides that they're all going to be directly under you, there's not a ton you can do. Like that one. Like that. If it came down to one death, I would be having a mental breakdown. I wouldn't be ready for that. Yeah, the top left is my death counter. It's built into the game. And a good thing too, because no one's counting all these deaths. I wouldn't ask that of anyone. World 6 boss is frankly pretty easy, but he can just kind of kill you if he wants to. That's some pretty good counting you've been doing there. Gotta go through the big spike and then he repeats. You can't shoot him during his voice line. Jump over the lightning, and that's the dead boss of World 6. But I'm not quite over here yet because there's a whole bunch of shenanigans afterwards. Everyone dies with that green fist at the beginning. It's really mean. Gotta shoot the blob, avoid the weird bat thing, dodge some spikes, and then I'm done here.
Success!
Alright, World 7. World 7 is actually my favorite world. I think it's just fun. Also, you get to kill some anime girls. They're right there. I'm gonna get Ryu to do it because his bullets are higher up. Doesn't really matter how long you take to do it because these lifts take forever. Doesn't matter that I died though. I got kinda careless there. There's some cheeky ones actually just right off screen. They're really cheeky, but you can actually hit them from off screen with Ryu. Alright, F-Zero segment, I switch back to Dark Boshy. This is not that hard. But the timing is really weird on these. Because it feels like whenever you change positions, it doesn't really feel like it happens immediately. But it does. Come on. There we go. Alright, usually people just are really cheeky with this, but I'm gonna be honest. The next screen is not pleasant to look at. But if you have it memorized, it's not that big a deal. Count here is gonna jump over me. As long as I keep him on these blocks over me, he's not that big of a deal. But if he falls down, he'll kill me instantly. Yeah. Yeah, it's really bad. You have to jump right as he hits the ground here, because he'll stop falling towards you, but the timing is really tight. Don't worry about him, he's fine. He's just passing through. Yeah, that's the count. Second half of World 7 is Metal Gear Solid themed. I'm not really sure why, but if you get in the line of sight to these guys, they pretty much kill you instantly. These spikes, the timing is really tight on them, and I just hate them. There's no caveats, I hate these spikes. Wave Wizard here. I don't know what he's actually called. I haven't played Final Fantasy games, which I think he's from. Just sort of shoots these waves at you. And this screen's really hard on the first time through. The timing to get into that first wave is... yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he is. I think he's from Final Fantasy. Timing to get into that first wave on the top layer is actually a lot tighter than it looks. The speedrunner I picked stuff up from says that little bit where he's shooting all over the place is RNG. I don't believe him. I usually don't get the bad pattern. I only really get the bad pattern whenever I messed up the timing on something else, so I assumed it has something to do with the global timer. That being said, it's impossible to tell. These wall jump tiles here are the main mechanic of World 10, but they're used here as well. My switch has turned off this little block here so I can go through if I can fit. I think there's maybe like a 2 pixel give on these. You'll just walk around them trying to fall in. It's just plain bad. what's in the chest? There is a little item in there which you can bring back to World 1. And if you take it to a certain part of it, you can unlock, where is he? You can unlock Mario as a character. I did it on my first run through. I'm gonna use Ryu for him, and this is actually the sole reason why I picked up Ghastly. Because Mega Man here just kind of throws mini-bosses at you. He doesn't do much himself. And Ghastly is useful for one of the mini-bosses, because Ryu's shots just go right over him. The item in the chest is a gear. It's called the Metal Gear. It's doesn't do anything except for what I already said. No. It's just pixels. Nothing solid about it. Why is he not? Oh, I know why he's not dying. I forgot to apply the one glitch again. I was just shooting one bullet at a time when I could be shooting two. Psycho Mantis. Ringman flying up there is the sole reason why I use Ryu for this fight, because otherwise you have to get on those platforms on the side, and there are so many projectiles. I can't wrap my head around it. Skullman is why I pick up Ghastly, because my bullets just go right over him. And if you kill him while these projectiles around me are flying, the next little mini-boss causes a ton of screen shake, and you will die every time because you can't see them. So I get Ghastly so that I can kill him at a more precise time than when he's just going up and down. This is gonna take a while. Interestingly though, each boss has a little speedrun achievement for killing it fast enough, and even though this takes forever for me to do, I usually still get it for Mega Man. Yeah, my hitbox is just between my legs, because every character has the same exact hitbox. And that hitbox is Boshy. Gotta be really careful here, because if I kill him now, I'm out of luck. That's where I want to go. See, with all this screen shake going on, you can't dodge those projectiles, not in a million years. Oh. If I dodged that spike, it was over. Oh, you don't want to be behind there. You don't want to be under there with the bouncing springs in there. That is a very bad place to be. I'm surprised I made it out of there. Ooh. Yeah, we're at the end of World 7. Once I kill Mega Man, we'll be in World 8. World 8 is the second hardest world. But 90% of it is not the second hardest world, only the last screen is. It's really the last screen alone which does it. Usually, in my older runs, by the time I would get there, I would die. 1/4 of my deaths would be in the last screen of World A. 1/4 at least. I've had half before. World 10 is the most difficult, and World 11 is just objectively bad. It's not that challenging, and it's really annoying. I'm annoyed. World 10 is just chock full of difficult platforming stuff. You don't get a break in World 10. Almost halfway through the allowed deaths, but well more than halfway through the game. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Nope. I was lost in thought. I was thinking about... I don't even remember. I am pretty confident at this point. I think I'll have it done. That being said, I am a bit behind where I usually am. But where I usually am is pretty awesome, so I feel no worry in regards to that like that. I want to be in this precise position so I can jump out of there. I'm gonna be trying real hard. I don't want to have to open this game ever again. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying I don't want to play it. Because I actually have gotten some enjoyment out of this game. I think it's actually quite good. That being said, no motivation to come back to it after this. I'm not saying I don't want to play it. I'm saying I'm not going to want to play it. And I got distracted there because I was talking. Yeah, it's Boshy is my day job at the moment. I've spent way too much time on Boshy. But I think it'll all be worth it to raise the bar for the rest of the mods. You don't have to just congratulate me if I win. You can go in and beat an even harder mod game. I almost said Boshy game. Oh, Boshy too. That's a scary prospect. Alright, here we go. Just have to not die to the easiest spike in the game. Oh, Mega Man is dead. And I am moving on. I'm getting tired. I'm tired. These platforms, really weird. The amount of up they push you is based on your current vertical momentum. And getting them to work, they can send you nowhere, or they can send you to the stratosphere. They are tough to get used to, but I've gotten used to them. There we go. That is the second hardest part of World 8. But the hardest is yet to come. Feeling quite good now. Because World 10 used to have my number. It's got nothing on me now. I think originally, when I was rationing out my lives, I designated 100 for just World 10, and then 50 for everything after that, including the final boss, so I would usually want to be at 200 deaths by the time I get to World 10. But I think I'm at a good point now. I'm going to reach well over 200 deaths by then, because, well, you'll see. But yeah, I'm feeling less nervous than I was at the start, but still pretty nervous. I'm just looking forward to this being over. I've died to this spike way too many times. It's always very saddening, because the perspective is weird. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me, but I always think that spike is further to the right than it is. Oh yeah, the good level design room. We're almost there. It's good level design in a manner of speaking. Not good in the way of being benevolent. Not good in the way of being quality. It's good in the way of a challenge. And there's nothing wrong with that. But here we go. I'm gonna die a lot in here. I switched to Ryu here so that I can shoot this safe block from down here, because that spike above you kills you a lot, and I don't know why. I don't know why is the name of the game. Could have called the game I Want to Know Why. No one will ever know. Take a breather. Drink my cold tea. Jump a bit later there. Ooh. This usually doesn't give me so much trouble. This part in particular. Take another breather. Yeah, I made some chamomile a bit before Jake's stream ended to calm my nerves. I think it worked for the most part. This save is probably the worst of the bunch though. Everything in here is really precise and you have to make that additional jump at the bottom. Yes? Always happens once. Just gotta get it out of the way. Alright. My arms are starting to fall asleep again. There we go. This part ain't so bad, you just gotta jump over the big pyramid. And on to the boss. The boss of World 8 is... what's his name again? He's a Mortal Kombat character. What's his name? I honestly can't remember at the moment. It's left me. Anyway, he's... oh, he's really bad.
Well done.
Cause a lot of his attacks are just killing Liu Kang and spraying blood at you.
Finish him.
The blood is impossible to predict, and it's impossible to dodge once you've already seen it. It's just hell incarnate.
Fatality. Excellent.
Shang Tsung, that's his name.
Fight. Well done. Finish him. Fatality. Excellent.
I don't understand the screen ball. If you do the same thing over and over again, it will act exactly the same. But just this... oh. Let me finish my thought. Just the slightest movement from what you normally do will make it change drastically. Whenever Shang Tsung dies, he sprays blood all over. But the blood from his attacks still kills you. So... yeah, it's just luck. It's impossible to tell. It kills you or it doesn't. You just have to not kill him while he has blood in the air. That's easier said than done. Because that's like half of his attacks. Shang Tsung is... there's no preparation for Shang Tsung, it's all RNG.
Fatality.
That being said, Shang Tsung has been rather generous to me of recently.
Well done.
It's really honestly not even a question of beating the boss, it's just a question of them letting you past.
Well done. Finish him.
but that's more the case for the boss of World 10 than anything. The boss of World 10, I could die to 0 times, because all of his attacks are randomized. And some of them, he just kind of dies. So if I just reset over and over for the same attacks, there's no way he could kill me. But I might be driven to that, personally. It depends on how many deaths I'm at when I'm there. I don't prefer to, because it takes forever. Unless you're just that lucky.
Finish him.
So when he sends blood straight at you, it's very hard to dodge because it's just coming straight at you. Whenever the blood goes straight up into the air, it comes down really fast and it's impossible to dodge then. Just a lot of pain has been had on the screen.
Fatality. Fatality. Flawless victory. Finish him.
Boshy wins. Fatality. World 9 is honestly one of the easiest in the game. It's a very nice break between World 8 and 10. Not to mention, it has far and away the easiest boss fight in the game. But you'll see why when we get there. It's pretty funny. This room is... it's horrible. These Koopas... They're programmed in such a way that sometimes you just go through them, and sometimes they just kill you. They usually work, but they usually work with you putting your faith in them. And I don't have any faith in these Koopas. What did they ever do to me? For me. I wasn't actually looking there, I was looking ahead, but I think I went through that Koopa there.
Punch!
I think we can blitz through the rest of this game in 100 deaths. That being said, what I think doesn't always hold water. This room is mirrored, so the platforms on the right are what exist on the left. You get a feel for them eventually. You just kind of see them with your mind's eye, you know? The timing on these coins has always given me trouble. I've gotten a lot better at it, but it used to be the toughest room in all of World 9 for me. Not even because it's hard, just because these coins are jank. Okay. This is the last time in the run I have to change my controls to give myself the double shot glitch. Every other boss in the game, either is it affected by it or it doesn't even matter. If only you knew, fan of gaming. Problem is, Boshy smells fear, so you can't let him know if you're worried, which I'm not. No, that's just a little halfway boss. Not even a boss, really. Did I just jumped off the ledge and I have to kill him again? Just jumped off a giant ledge. Impossible to miss. I haven't been killed by him in a while. Now is no time to start. With the double shot glitch, sometimes they, instead of splitting into two, they just turn into one more. I'm pretty sure it's caused by hitting two of them on the same frame. That's what a speedrunner said in a certain video anyway. I'm not entirely sure about that. Sometimes I feel like it just happens. These puzzle block rooms they're just really poorly programmed. Honestly, not even that. Sometimes the block just doesn't go where you want it to. And all of these black boxes around the screen kill you, except for the one in the top left, which you have to walk across. I dislike these rooms, but they don't kill you very much. It might look like I was just on that black box, but you have to be like entirely on it for it to kill you. Come on. There we go. This puzzle room is more likely to kill you, but it's still not too bad. No fan of gaming, I don't think I will. If I can reset, I will. I'm proud, but I'm not reckless. Boss teleporter is right up above us, we just have to go under here. Hope we don't go through that Koopa. Jump here. Jump. Get killed by the spider. Wasn't supposed to happen. Don't worry, there aren't any more spiders. At least not that I can remember. Come on. Come out to play. Oh, I didn't make the jump. No, I'm not the guy from GDQ. I'm just referencing the same joke he made. Alright, we got the boss of World 9 here. Boss of World 9 is my favorite in the game.
Face the greatest in Korodai. You will die, or else you will die.
Gonna reset because that's not on. Here we go.
Your face will die, face will die, your face will die, your face will die. Your face will die, your face will die, your face will die, your face will die.
So, Solgren may have left a little developer key in the game to test out a certain attack. So you just spam the 1 key and the shoot key and he dies. Welcome to World 10, Ninja Gaiden, or just Hell if you want to call it that. They're all the same thing, really. I never played Ninja Gaiden 3, Dr. Natural. This jump, man, it's not so good. Doesn't help that after it you have to deal with the finicky wall jumps. Yeah, no, hitting a key, I don't even know how many times, I don't know how much health he has, like 150 times? 100 times? I don't know. Probably easier than hitting a key once. It amazes me that the CDI Zeldas exist. Who put them out? Was it Sega or a third party? Come on, let me up. There we go. Wait, why would it be Sega? Oh no, I'm thinking about Boshy, and I'm gonna keep it that way. Now that I think about it, I didn't edit the stream title, did I? Oh well, too late for that now. Too busy trying to get it to work in the first place. I wasn't supposed to jump there. What I like about this challenge is it gives you a lot of leeway. You're free to just die. Well, you're free to die 349 times. But that's leeway, right? Now, Ninja Gaiden 3 with 1 continue. That's a bit too strict for me. Alright, we got the funny spike here. You just have to jump in this tiny, like, pixel-wide gap to get back to the top. That jump there is... it's really precise, too. I feel like a broken record. I feel like I'm saying that for everything, but it's true. Come on. Let me through. Alright, got the awesome Shuriken room here, which is RNG incarnate. Nothing but. The shurikens flying from the top of the screen are entirely random. And the worst part is you have to go near the top of the screen, so they might just spawn on top of you. Like that one almost did. But that's okay, I'm through. So, this is the Ryu Hayabusa segment. Funny thing about this is he's got more than what I'm going to show you, but skipping is a lot easier than just doing it. Basically, I have to get on that last platform and make a big jump to the right. Awesome. Nearly done with World 10 now, coming to the close. More like a grand finale, the final bit of World 10 is really hard. I lost my speed there. You need your speed to get through the last jump there. I don't know how I lost my speed, but I did. Nah. Skipping skills. World 4 was just a fluke. I don't think I've ever done World 4 skip before. Correction, I've done it 33 times. Alright, this is the last save for World 10, and there's not much to say. You gotta run away from the spike wall, and it's really tight. Alright, I got through all the hard part. This is the easiest part, and it's always the part that I die on. I am numb to dying in setbacks. It's not a question. Like that one, I choked on the easiest part. But we'll get back there, right? I always choke there, it's not that big of a deal. Still, it's gonna cost me a little bit. Come on. Oh. This game is so hard and evil because it's just explicitly trying to be harder than I want to be the guy. Because a Dane was provoked by a streamer by the name of Boshy Time saying that I want to be the guy is too easy. Alright, come on. Let's just get it done. I gotta get over to this switch, and I mucked it up again. Deathless is never. Deathless is just never. I've never seen Deathless, I'll never do Deathless. I'm used to dying there. I die there all the time. I shouldn't. I should practice it. But I don't. So the height that the spikes are above you is random. I don't know what changes it, but sometimes you just can't jump the height that you need to. Missing though is the boss of World 10, and they are randomness incarnate, but they aren't the hardest boss in the game, and you can just reset it until you get the attacks you want. I'm still feeling pretty confident. I've done World 11 and the final boss in less deaths than this. I've gotten out of stickier situations. Like I said, I budget the last 50 deaths for World 11 and the last boss. So I'm still under budget, really. Hang on. Oh, I know you can walk off, but in my mind, I've always done it by jumping, and it's easier too. I started by trying to just walk off, and I died a lot doing that. And I tried jumping, and I found it to be easier. But sometimes, just by the whim of RNG, it's not really possible. What are you talking about? I'm feeling completely careless right now. There we go. Can you use Ryu for this boss fight because they sit a little bit above you for some things? Alright, missing though. They have like, I don't know, a handful of random attacks they can use, probably like 10. There's a handful that I'm looking for, and there's a handful that I'll just skip. Like Gust there, I hate Gust. Hydro Pump's okay, but mostly just because it doesn't kill you by touching you, it hits you by sending you to the top of the screen, and I can bug out if it's bad like that. This is the second to last boss. World 11 doesn't have a boss. Splash is very good. What you really want to see though is Recover, because you can damage him faster than he can heal. Alright. I think I'm gonna go into save scumming on this one and just wait until I get the attacks I want. Hyper Beam has never killed me, you just walk out of its way. Oh, glorious. Oh. I'm only level 3 because I've beaten the game on every file. If it was your first playthrough, you would be level 1. Now I just reset to World 10, but that's fine because I unlocked the teleporter to World 11. Because you can't hit the save block with Ryu. World 11 is not hard at all. I don't speedrun, and I'll never speedrun this game. The speedrunners beat this game in like, world record's like 34 minutes. So I'm about to do an interesting trick. It's not cheating if I can do it. It's in the game's code, it just wasn't intended. I don't even know how you're supposed to solve this puzzle without that. I've never seen it happen. So basically, each world has a default point for which you spawn for 1 frame whenever you reset. And the World 11 default point is right next to a save block. So if you hold shoot and jump while spamming the save button, or the reset button, you just go up. And I'll be using that one more time. This is my least favorite world in the game. It's tedious. The music ain't so great, and I don't like to look at it. It's all wavy. There is nothing in the rules against cheating. If it was, it would be on the mod game list and it would say no cheating. This jump's really annoying. You have to hit that little block over there, and whenever your bullet connects with it, you do a little hop. And the timing I've never really perfected. This is one of the longest and one of the most tedious saves in the game, because it goes on forever. Still though, I think we're relatively in the clear here. Come on. I'm embarrassing myself. There we go. That's the timing you're looking for. But the save isn't over yet. You have to get over to the other side of here. It is done. Come on. Just have to hit those blocks and it launches you up here. So this is the second time in the game that you have to save jump. First time being the tutorial. So this is the second time I'm going to save hover. There is... I'll show you. It's down here. There's a very annoying platforming segment called the tower in here. It's one of the hardest in the game. I'm not going to do it.
Success!
This is the final path. It's technically not a world, but it's really a step down from everything up to this point. It's really easy. Final boss, however, is the opposite. Only reason I'm gonna beat him within 50 lives, and I'm going to, I am 100% confident in that, is because I've practiced that thing to high hell. My first run, I checked back a few days ago. I died to the final boss 2,770 times, or some figure like that. Gonna use Ryu for him, because he's out of reach a little bit. Yeah, nice stats. Final boss is Solgren. Solgren is a box of oatmeal. A Danish box of oatmeal, even. Don't blink, because that's phase 1. I'm able to reduce his entire phase 4 health bar right there. So there normally would be a 4th phase, but I don't have to do it because he's technically already dead. The game isn't just checking to see if he's dead yet. I'm doing surprisingly well on this part. These balls always get the best of me. If I beat him first try, I would be elated. And that is a distinct possibility at this point. Third phase is just a revamp of all the boss attacks up to this point. There's a couple that aren't there. Okay, we're out of spiders now. No more. But it ain't over till the fat Sonic sings. Luckily, he's really easy to manipulate here. And words have been eaten. All right, let's do it again. I'm gonna die 20 times now. But I won't die 50. Oh. There are more spiders now. Oh, that's bad. That's bad balls. Yeah, bad balls literally the worst thing that could happen because he throws a lot of balls at you. I don't think I explained it. Basically, in the second phase, you need to guide the balls to hit him, and that'll reduce his shield over time. And then you move on to phase 3. There is nothing worse than bad balls. Deaths ain't creeping up. I will not die 47 more times. And I can say that as many times as I want until I've died 47 times. But it ain't gonna happen. That's pretty good. If you die on the waves, though, that's just... I'm gonna say that's just pathetic. That's gonna be the reason I die on the waves. It'll not be because I'm bad, but because I said that. Alright, second go at it. It's just pathetic. I'm sorry if you didn't hear me. But it's not gonna happen now, because I'm just gonna win. Right? Right. Mario's calling out for Lucky. I don't know where he's gone. He's not here. Yeah, it was always Hydro Pump. And that is game. Oh, it's been a long time coming. Alright, I guess I can answer some questions over the credits. If anyone has them, that is. The challenge was 350 or fewer. I can see where you'd get that wrong, though. Feels pretty good. I'm pretty happy. It's a big payoff. It is a big payoff. I put far too much time into this game. Feels pretty awesome knowing that I'm the highest tier mod around here now. I'd like to see someone else do a 5-star challenge. When I lose my sword, I'll do it again in under 250. I've been preparing since I checked the files. I'm pretty sure it's October 27th, although I didn't do any preparation over winter break. So that's like a month gone. So it's been like 5 months that I've been preparing. I put 200 hours into this. 210 closer to. How slippery is my hand? I'm not around the stream too often because I'm American and I like to sleep in. So Jake is usually done streaming by the time I wake up. Instant trash talk is the whole point of doing it all. You're misunderstanding the point. Not a YouTube scrub, I make it for the stream sometimes. I was actually thinking of saying that, oh, I'm gonna represent the YouTube scrub lobby. And then I saw on a YouTube comment somewhere, some dude saying that the YouTube lobby's gonna rise up and rule the whole place, and that idea went out the window. Oh, yeah. No, I won't be throwing tea in the harbor. I've got my tea right here. It's cold now, but that's what I get for not drinking it. I agree, Lizard. The best part is just being done with it all. This is a whole chapter of my life behind me. I've done this too many times. I could look at the stats. I have it all written down on post-it notes, but I've probably done it like 20 times. Yeah. Oh, I'll be sure to do that, fan of gaming. Got it done in a 1. My personal best is 199. A bit over 100 over that. Only 13 deaths, right? Yeah, you're gonna have to add some more. Preferably some more 5-star challenges. I want to see more of them done. And by more, I mean any other than this one, because it's the first. That's exhausting. I'm gonna take a nap after this. You woke me up at 6 in the morning just for this mod challenge. There's a little pop-up here that you can't see that says you can't submit a score if you use Sonic. But there's no rule against cheating. Okay. I don't think DDR Jake's gonna be adding Hollow Knight as a mod game. I somewhat doubt it. Yeah, I'd like to see JJ do this. I'd like to see any of you do this, really. Polybridge I don't think would make a mod game, because you just have bridges saved. Unless you want to be... I mean, I suppose it's not really a traditional mod game, but you could have be the top of the leaderboard on every single bridge, at least in Jake's friend group on Steam. Or maybe all the mods, I don't know. God damn. It's over, dude. It is over. I couldn't be happier. Alright, well, if no one has any questions or anything to say, I think I'm gonna go get to that nap. Yes, sir, I will enjoy it greatly. When am I doing the next time? Would it be the fan game? Never. I'm not doing one. Which mod do I look down most upon now? I hate to say it, because this was my original plan, but Walters, I know he did it more. I didn't know he did a bigger challenge, and I don't disrespect him. I don't look down on him. But, ah man, I wanted to do that one. I played Kirby Superstar Ultra on the DS. Oh, it's probably my most played game on the DS by a mile and a half. Okay. But my favorite chatter around here is definitely Brelix, and it's just for baking cookies in Paris, for no other reason. It was so good. That was my favorite moment of the whole Nancy Drew marathon. No, it was also Brelix, I swear. It wasn't pizza. Yeah. Alright, well, I think that's gonna be all for me today. All you people, have a good one. Bye-bye.